Why, hello there. Hey, I'm parked again in front of this place where they're building behind me. You might hear some noise of some banging around and hammering of nails and all kinds of stuff they're doing over there. I just took my boys to school. It's Monday again, Monday! And I realized I've been doing these on Monday. I'm going to try to keep this thing going. And I started to realize, well, I like doing the Monday thing because to me it symbolizes a whole new kind of chapter in our lives. We're starting fresh. We have constant new chapter, new seasons, new days, new weeks, new months, new hours. Everything is a new opportunity. Every ending is a new beginning, a new opportunity. I want to talk to you about relationships today. I, for one, don't have tons of success and a track record of that department, but I do. I've learned some things. I've been reading. I've done my own counseling and things as well, and I think that's something a lot of people should do. A lot of times we Americans hide from stuff because we think, oh, that means something about my value if I go get counseling or go learn about myself, or if somebody sees me walking in and out of this place. Do it. Learn about yourself, develop, and if you're already in a relationship, it'll just make you all the better, and maybe your partner can do it too. Tony Robbins said the quality of your life is the quality of your relationships, and I believe that to be really true, because at the end of the day, a lot of times people, yesterday was Mother's Day. I hope you all had a wonderful Mother's Day. People, the things that they focus on towards the end of their lives are the things they didn't do. A lot of times it's regrets. And that's what I've seen with people I've known and loved, and just being around and seeing people that I didn't quite know so well, but that's what they do when they get to that place. And a lot of that revolves around relationships. People always have this little saying about, nobody complains that they didn't spend enough time in the office kind of stuff. But I digress a little bit. Another thing Tony Robbins said is that achievement is a science, but fulfillment is an art. And that applies. We talk about individually working on ourselves, whether you're getting counseling, learning, growing, listen to audiobooks, whatever it might be. You got to learn about yourself. And also that applies then on a collective level in a relationship where two people have to work together. You learn the 5 love languages, Dr. Gary Chapman. That's a great, 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 great book. So go pick that one up, digest it, and learn your love languages. There might be 1 or 2 or 3, and learn your partners if you have a partner, and find a way to work together on that and communicate. Another thing I learned about this another book I've been listening to is called The Lost Art of Listening, and I thought, oh, this isn't going to be a great book, but I'm going to give it a chance here. And I love the book. It's so great because one of the things I learned there is that listening, you lose control, and so a lot of us who have some issue with that or whatever in our lives, that's a tough thing. But you also have to have some self-control to listen. And I'd rather you err on the side like I'm trying to do of asking another question rather than jumping to a conclusion and getting into some sort of battle if there's some perceived disagreement. So let's listen more. Tell me more. Tell me more about why you think I'm the worst person on earth. And that's one of the 7 habits. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. I'm not trying to preach to you as a guy who thinks he's so perfect. I'm just imparting some principles I've been learning, and I hope it can give us all some value. So one of the things I learned also recently, I heard this phrase that really stuck with me. A relationship isn't something that you have, it's something that you do. Just like the word love shouldn't be a noun, it's a verb. Verb, if you remember back in 3rd grade, is an action word. I took my boys swimming, and swimming is an action. It can be a noun, but it's also, if you're going to do it, it's an action. If you're going to do love, if you're going to do relationships, it's it's an action. So it's constantly doing things to invest in that relationship or invest in that swimming career, as the case may be. We're talking about relationships. It's something that you do, not just something that you have. So I just want to really talk about all those things today and kind of tie it back. I think last week we talked a little bit about saying no. Sometimes you have to say no too. It's not something, I've had the issue in my life sometimes where you kind of just think you need somebody around maybe or whatever it might be. Sometimes you need to say no. This isn't the right person. It doesn't mean you punch somebody or do anything awful. It just means that sometimes you have to say no. It can be no to some invitation that somebody gave you, but it can be no also to a certain relationship. Not every 2 particular people is a perfect combination. And by the way, nobody is a perfect combination relationship. It takes some patience. It takes listening. It takes seeking first to understand, then be understood. It takes action items. It takes going out of your way and taking initiative to say, you know what, I love this person. Let me show them. Let me bring them the flowers. Let me write this card. Let me make them dinner. Let me do the dishes. Men out there, by the way, I've been doing the dishes. And You got to be doing all these sorts of things in the world to have these things. I don't want to go any longer. I just wanted to share my love with you and have you share your love, and not just in romantic relationships, whatever relationships you may have, with whether you have a roommate, whether you have co-workers and just friends. That's what this is all about. It's all just imparting and receiving love, and it's a back and forth. Let's learn the languages. Let's get this better. Let's have a great week. Love you. Talk to you soon.